Hello everybody. This video is going to be another downer. I just kind of want to talk to you guys this time. I just want to sit down in front of the camera and talk. So we have the shitty sheet behind me again. We have an ugly little hoodie. We have a little hat on. I look like shit, but that's okay because we're going to be talking about my anxiety. So this is probably going to be another pretty raw video, not too much editing. And I'm just going to talk to you guys about how I feel and hopefully it can help a few of you. So let's start when I really started to notice when my anxiety started occurring, which was probably middle school. And sometimes people get depression and anxiety mixed up and a bunch of other things. And I don't think I'm depressed. At the same time, I've also never gone to be clinically treated for any of this. So I'm not even positive that I have anxiety. But this is what I have diagnosed myself with, which I know that you're not supposed to self-diagnose. But this is kind of who I am. So ever since about 6th grade, you know how middle school is. You're kind of coming into your own skin, and everybody kind of struggles with that a little bit usually. In middle school, that's the time when you're the most uncomfortable with who you are. But I started to notice that sometimes I was so uncomfortable with who I was that sometimes I wish that I could be somebody else. And I would have this feeling that would rise up. It would just kind of keep adding and adding and adding until it was just too much to handle. And so ever since middle school, I've kind of started to become this negative person. And I think that it's definitely because of the anxiety that I hold within all the time. For example, I can be having a completely good day, and out of nowhere, this smallest little thing can just set me off. It honestly really sucks. Just one little thing happens and instantly my whole entire vibe is just completely shot down the drain. Like every single good feeling that I was feeling is completely thrown out the window, and all I can focus on are the negative things that are happening. And it feels like my chest gets tight. It feels like I'm breathing heavy. It feels like I can't escape my own body, which I mean, I guess none of us can, but it's this weird feeling of never going to be good enough. It's this feeling of madness. Like I truly feel angry when I'm on the verge of an anxiety attack. Like I said, it's like my air is constricted, but I can still breathe, but it's almost like I'm breathing through one of those coffee stirrers. You know how small that hole is. And it just keeps rising and rising and rising and rising until I can't take it anymore. And that's when I usually end up telling off people who sometimes can be some of my closest friends, but everything just kind of keeps rising, and I end up saying a lot of things that I regret. I am not a very violent person, but my words can be really damaging. And I've had multiple times when I've lost friends for the rest of my life who still won't talk to me because of the words that I used. People tend to trust me a lot, and sometimes I can take some of their negative qualities and use them against them when I feel like I'm being attacked. And I've come to realize a lot of times I'm not being attacked, and it's just part of their personality. But I tend to take a lot of things as if I'm being personally attacked, and I'm being personally put down, as if I'm less than them, or as if I'm not good enough compared to them, or as if they're smarter than me, or as if they're better than me, or that they have this special gift that I don't possess. I tend to have this feeling a lot. I don't know exactly why, but there's a few people in my life who they possess these qualities a lot. And it makes it really hard to deal with my anxiety when I'm already on the verge of having an anxiety attack, and these clashing personalities that are making me feel like I'm not good enough, like I'm never going to be good enough, like I'm not as smart as them, like I'm not as good as them, like my opinion doesn't matter as much as theirs does. And that really builds up until it's like this feeling of myself and my own body screaming, trying to get out. But at the same time, I usually just sit there and I'm just kind of staring off blankly, tapping my foot. I tap my foot a lot when I'm really anxious and I'm getting like really upset and worked up. And eventually just one small thing can just set it all off. And it really sucks not being able to know how to control my own feelings sometimes. And it gets really hard, I'm not gonna lie. But I know that a lot of people deal with anxiety, so I just kind of want to tell you how I try to deal with it. I tend to walk away from the situation. I don't usually do it so gracefully, though. I tend to get a little angry. I tend to make it a point to make a scene before I leave the room. And I wish that it wasn't like that, because it's really negative and a really ugly character trait to have. But that's me. And so I try to leave the room. I try to leave any situation that's really like bothering me. And then I tend to like to lay in my bed, put on some comfy clothes, like I am right now. Hint, I just had an anxiety attack. And I'll just kind of lay in my bed and breathe in 7, out 4 a couple times, and this usually helps a lot. But sometimes that's not enough. Sometimes I have to try to look at myself in the mirror, tell myself that I am good enough. Sometimes that doesn't work. Sometimes nothing helps. Sometimes the only real thing that can help is just taking a little nap, just trying to sleep it all off. And sometimes even that doesn't work. Sometimes you just have to naturally let the anxiety run its course. And it really sucks because I don't know exactly what started this for me. I just know that it kind of started in middle school, and then I do know that when I came to college, it was heightened more than it's ever been. And I just want you to know that if you're in a situation that really is bad for you and your mental health, then don't feel bad if you have to walk away from that situation. I'm going to do another video later talking all about how I feel about college, because I feel like this can be really valuable information for some of you. All I'm going to say for now is that if you don't think it's for you, and if you think that you're doing it for somebody else, please don't, because college is really hard. And if you don't think that you're mature enough, or if you don't think that you're able to handle it yet, like maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you should try to give it a year off. Maybe you should try to do it later, because college is going to push you. And I've definitely noticed that my biggest change was ever since I came to and stepped foot on this campus as a student, and things have really changed from there. And it kind of sucks because I was so excited to come here before I got here, and then I got here and I kind of regretted ever applying. And I don't want to feel that way. So I'm trying to work through it, trying to keep doing my exercises. I mean, sometimes going on late night walks really does help. The fresh air just really soothes me. Like I love nature, so walking outside can really help me. Taking pictures really helps me. As self-centered as it sounds, taking selfies is one of my biggest outlets of getting through my anxiety, because on the inside, I don't ever feel good enough, but when I take a picture, I can kind of use the angles, I can use the shading, I can use the shadows, I can use the lighting, the exposure, I can use a bunch of editing tools, and I can make myself visually look like the person I wish I felt like on the inside. Because a lot of times I try to put up this front, like I'm this boss-ass bitch, like I'm this strong person, like I'm independent, like I can do this, like I've got everything under control. I try to act like I'm so happy. I try to act like all I want to do is help people. And at the end of the day, I do just want to help people. But at the same time, I don't actually know how to do that because I can't help myself. And I'm trying to work through that. And I hope that maybe some of you guys can relate. And I hope that if you need any help, then you'll reach out to me, because I like to pride myself in the fact that I like to feel like a big brother to some of you guys, and I like to feel like I'm the friend that you guys sometimes don't really have, that you can just lean on and you can just cry to, you can just talk it out to. If you have anxiety, go ahead and talk to me. If you think that you might have anxiety, talk to me. And at the same time, realize that we all experience our emotions differently. So just because the way that I explain my anxiety might not sound the same as yours, just understand that it is okay. It's okay to feel a little off kilter. It's okay to feel a little insane, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, because sometimes I have this thought that, oh, because I'm feeling this way, I'm insane, I'm crazy, I can't do it, I'm absolutely insane, I should be locked away. But what I've come to realize is that I'm not insane, I'm not crazy. I just have a hard time dealing with my feelings. Everybody in this world experiences a little bit of anxiety at some point in their life. So for other people to put you down because you might have some type of condition and you might be clinically treated with these ailments, and because you might take medication for your depression, anxiety, obsessive compulsive disorder, whatever it may be, you're okay and you're normal. And trust me when I say that as you go through time, it does get easier. I'm still having a really hard time figuring out how to handle it. But I'm getting through it. Sometimes something as simple as drinking a hot cup of tea and putting on a face mask can just completely change the mood you're in. It can just relax you and calm that anxiety. You just have to find what works for you. And I'm here to tell you that it's okay. And that you're going to get through it, because we all do. We all get through these things. We all go through rough patches and we get through them. And I hope that maybe you can trust me when I say that I have anxiety and I want to help you. So if any of you guys need any help, please reach out to me. I promise I will try to help the best I can. And if I can't help, then sometimes if you just need a listening ear, that's all it takes to completely change your entire day. So, as always, I'll post another video in a couple days. And you know what? Spread love every day. Leave a comment below, like, and subscribe, because why not? Shameless plug. Bye.